Hello Rocket Bunnies, I'm Colonel Failure and we're back with Kernal Space Program. I'm just looking here at the various different rockets we've blasted so far. Blasted is maybe the wrong word. Blasted off is the way to go. And we've actually launched quite a few, which is a bit of a surprise, but I suppose it isn't a surprise either. No. Anyway, what are we doing? Well, our aim is going to have to be to orbit the universe and see what we've got. Now, we've got a couple of contracts going on at the moment, so we need to bring... I think we actually completed the Thud contract in the last flight, but because it exploded... We didn't bring it back, so we didn't get any credit for that. And we also need to orbit Kerbin. So I'm going to attempt to build something capable of that kind of a maneuver. I think. And, it's very hard to say. Let's load up. Yeah, I know. There you go. Loading up a previous design. What do we got here? This is the Tyrone Z Alpha twin phase. That doesn't sound like it, does it? No, that sounds like something ostentatious I kicked off with. The Vacant X2. Let's load that up, because I think that's what we rocked last time round. Right, what are you? No way of knowing. No. Surely, if I were hovering over this, you should be able to tell me what you are. Let's have a look at the... No, put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. There you go. We've got this, which is a rocket. Okay, then you got that is a separator. If I were to right button, there we go. That's the RT-10 hammer. And then above that, you've got a swivel liquid fuel engine, which is attached to an FL T100. Right, bring up my contracts again. It would be helpful if this didn't keep reducing itself. I'm sure there's a button I can press somewhere, but I'm not pressing it. Test the Mark 55 Thud liquid fuel engine. What are you? You're an RT-10, okay? Well, that's unhelpful. So let's get this gone. We need a Thud Mark 55 engine. All right, engines. Thud Mark 55. Thud Mark. Oh, it's that. Yes, liquid fuel engine. Thud Mark 55. In which case, I don't think it is the Vacant X2 that we want. I think it might have been. No, don't save it. I think it might well have been the Tyrone Z Alpha twin phase, which was auto-saved, which worries me a little bit. Load that up. Yeah, there we go. This is it. Oh, it's a delight, is it not? And then, are you a parachute? Is that a parachute I see before me? I'm going to assume it is, but I want to make doubly sure. It's the Mark 16 altitude. Yes. Okay, right. Mark 16 altitude parachute. Right, and we want to try and orbit Kerbin. I don't think this rocket is going to try and orbit Kerbin, but what we are going to do is we are going to try and land it at least. And therefore, I'm not going to change this at all. We will go straight to takeoff. Let's make sure we've got the right crew on board. Of course, we don't have the right crew on board because he's dead. So I'm going to need to buy a save the current craft and let's get out of here. No, I'm going to need to hire a new rocket jockey. So we go to the vault. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's incredibly warm in here. Who is going to be our guy? Now, Catstead is pretty courageous. I like it. Matner is pretty courageous. In a pig's eye, he really isn't. Let's go with Catstead. Now, I don't want to kill any more pilots, hopefully, because they're expensive. We've got one missing pilot at the moment. They're not missing, but I don't really have the heart to tell people where they are, because... Well, they're all over the place, frankly. They could be anywhere at this point. Right, Catstead, get on the ship. Bob, get off the ship. Bob, I know you're desperate to go along, and at some point we're going to have sufficient crew modules that you can do that. But today is not that day. Leave. Now, I'm going to swing for two birds with one stone here. I doubt very much it will happen. I pressed the wrong button. No, see, look, your brain's misfiring all over the joint. Go back to here, and then we hit the launch mission button. It's really not that complicated. Launch the mission. Right, this is good. It's fine that I'm not fully coherent, because that's surely going to lead to a greater level of success that might otherwise have been achieved. Be quiet, I'm sure it's going to be fine. Right, okay, quick safety check, because we do those these days. That's your rocket boosty there. Then we throw that away because it was cheap. And then we fire the liquid fuel engines, which we shall throttle up to well, no, not that much. We'll throttle up to 1/3 so that we're ready to go with those. But what I'm going to try and do, and I'm even going to turn this business on from the get-go, is I'm going to try and take an orbital trajectory once we're up a bit. No, I don't know if it's going to work either. I don't know if we've got enough fuel to make this happen. We did have enough fuel to tick the box here, suborbital trajectory, altitude 90,000 to 100,000. But we hit that, and we fired it off. Or rather, we used a bit of juice, and then we got the parachute. Okay, look, we could talk about this all day, but eventually, blast off in 5. Off we go. Right, straight up into the air. Now, it is a bit of a slow mover to get us going in the first instant, but that's okay. Now, I'm going to wait until we're, let's say 10,000. Up in the sky, although saying that, I mean, we're down to half a tank already. I think you need more boost in order to just shift the fuel that we're packing here. We've got 4 fuel bobbins on the go. Right, let's start our angle of attack here, although it does seem to be fighting against me on the angle of attack, probably because I've got SAS turned on. But as you know, turning SAS off is not necessarily a good plan. Right, now, at a 3rd thrust, we are still gathering momentum. So that's good. There you go, that's it. Good. Right, so we will now also be getting some distance away from home base. That's it. Yeah, keep going like that. The only real benefit, in my mind, to going straight up is that you gain greater altitude quicker, but we're going to go for this. Oh, of course, no, you do need to be going straight up because I ran out of fuel immediately before hitting 90,000 last time. I want to accomplish at least something. Right, and that's above sea level. Let's go above ground level. Yes, mountains, you will not catch me out again. Throttle back a bit. Are we still accelerating? Yes, we are. Good. I need the money to last. When I say money, I mean fuel. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. This is almost happening. I don't think we're going to do it. I think I need to revisit the primary booster system in order to make this happen. I mean, at the moment we're all fascinatedly watching the altimeter variably climbing here, and it is climbing. We certainly have not yet broken to the point that we can consider ourselves in orbit, or even on an orbital trajectory. We're just quite high up at the moment. I am going to have to shut off the fuel tanks momentarily if I'm going to have enough to tick the box here. We've got the suborbital trajectory. We now just need 90,000, and then I can flare it back up again if we make it. I think we're going to make it. I think we'll be okay. I'm also going to point the angle over this way somewhat for when we turn it back on, because at the moment we're just flying up using the... There we go. There it is. That's between 90,000 and 100,000. Whiz it back on. Oh, I don't have to activate it. I've only got to reach this height. Well, there we go. I've done it. Mission accomplished. Hooray! We're also carrying them with us. Do we need to carry them with us? Oh, no. We've now failed that again. What? Note. To perform the test, activate the stage through the staging sequence when all test conditions are met. I did do that, though. That was very much a thing I just did. Is it activate it for the first time? Well, regardless, it's ripping me off. It's telling me we haven't done it. Maybe I have to turn it on for the first time once we get up here. Anyway, we're now up in the air for a bit. Catstead looks pretty chipper. You all right, Catstead? Yeah, I'm all right. There's takeoff down there. There's Cape Kerbal, and we're moving away from it. So this might actually be the furthest distance travelled so far. Now this lozenge here, I believe, is the is going to mark the point of attack that we're at. It's got a proper name, and I forget what it is. Let's get rid of those. We don't want to carry them with us. They're heavy. No, stuff it. If you're not paying me, your expensive engines can naff off. We'll let them crash and burn, and we'll continue about our business up into the upper atmosphere. Surely we're beyond the upper atmosphere by now. Surely. I mean, look, it's all floaty. We're going quite... Oh, hold on. We are now picking up speed. Interesting. Are we... No, it's okay. No, it's fine. I was going to go, how is it that we're picking up speed and still going up? And it's not. We're going down. Okay, right. Well, let's make our attack vector interesting. Let's not do that, though. Otherwise, we'll melt the parachute. There you go. Just a bit of thrusters to have us pointing in that kind of joint. And then let's up the tempo. Right, there you go. Wallop. Because, you know, we don't want to be here all day. Also, we are above ground level, not sea level. Right, when this hits 50, I'm going to... All right, when this hits... Keep it going. We'll go at double time for the moment. And we'll slow it down in due course. I'm going to hit the deploy shoot button at 4,000 meters. And no later. I'm not going to go, oh, it'll take ages. Actually, 4,000 meters is ages. As long as I've slowed it down before then, we'll go for 3,000 meters. Do we trust the we're above ground level button rather than above sea level? I'm going to go to 1 times time once we get to 8. I'm saying this for my benefit as much as yours. There you go, 1 times time. Right, what does that look like? How high above sea level are we? 7,000. Yeah, okay, right, we trust it. So I'm going to deploy shoot at 2,000. 2,500. I am not splattering another astronaut today. That's something that is not happening. Yeah. What are we doing? 200 meters a second. That's acceptable. Now, there we go. That's good. I don't care if it means you've got a kilometre worth of very slow descent. Although, saying that, if the full chute would deploy, I'd be thrilled. There you go. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. 500 metres to go. It's all good. Okay, right. We've made it, everybody. We've, well, we will make it in about 24 hours. I know, let's up the tempo a bit. There you go. 5 metres a second, honestly. I mean, if you think about 5 metres a second, you're going to go, that's actually quite quick. That's okay. It's all good. Oh, do we have a shadow? Not so that you'd notice, no. One would imagine that you would be casting a shadow from this kind of distance. It's only 100 odd metres now. The ground is coming up on us. We'll slow back down to 1 times when we're just below 100. There we go. Because I've done that before. You've been at 2. Oh, there's the shadow. There you go. The reason I was looking for a shadow, of course, is so that I could accurately, it's a word, gauge how far up we were. If you've got any retro boosters, now's the time to fire them. Never mind. We're down. We made it. Life and things. Recover the vessel, please. Is that what I want to do? Yeah. Recover the vessel. There you are. Successful flight. Maybe not the most adventurous flight ever, but we didn't get enough altitude. I'm going to go for, yeah, I'm going to go for a lot more rockets. Alright, we earn nothing from that. What do we do on parts? Yeah, okay, good. And the crew, he gained an XP and ready to go for the next one is Catstead. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Catstead, because I'm going to attach a lot to this one. We're going up quite high. Now, this stage 1, fine in theory. Dump it. Right. This lot, however, all good. Oh, no, hold on. If I recall, I haven't actually got a lot of weight to play with. Now, the Thumper is the big dog, so that should do the do. Now, if I go with 2 big dogs, and then we'll slap another fuel tank in there as well. No, not a booster. We want another fuel tank. Slap another one of them in there. At this stage, I really don't... no, I'm not testing this anymore. You've already tried... You've tested my patience, and now I'm not taking it. Instead, we shall take... What do we got? 215 tons of thrust. Or kilonewtons of thrust. 240 kilonewtons of thrust. That's a bit more thrusty, isn't it? There we are. Now, you appear to have ejector seats all over the show here. You don't need a... No, you don't need an ejection coil attached to the engine. There is no situation in which we will need... where are we looking there? Yeah, where we will need the fuel tanks, but not the engine that the fuel tanks like to work with. Bang that on there. Right. Now it's going to be quite a tall monster, this one. However, I've got an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I've got one anyway. Give me cupolas. Radial cupolas. Now we're going to go with a standard kind of Buck Rogers sort of rocket ship here, Flash Gordon style. I want that kind of symmetry. First off, however, hold on, one thing at a time. Get rid of that one, we don't need it. Put this one, though, on the sides, like that. Oh, yeah. And then this goes on the sides, like that. Oh, it looks so risky. Yes. Now, several of you have not heeded my warnings and have tried to give me some very well thought out guides and tutorials as to what might make me more successful. Not interested. I'm having enough fun being not successful. I don't need additional success. We've got some aerodynamics going on here somewhere, haven't we? Yeah, there we go. Right, put a nose cone on them. They'll fly better. And then the winglet or the base fin. 25 quid, 500 quid. 25 quid. That'll probably do it. Right, so if I stick... what are we looking at here? If I put 4 fins on this, what happens if I do this? No, that's too many. I think 3 fins is the way to go. Otherwise, you're going to be fluttering the inside of the engine mount. Also, I think we've confused the heck out of it here. No. Straightforward symmetry is all it's interested in. All right. Well, we'll just plumb them on there. Does that look like it's in a more or less straight line? The words "more or less" would seem to indicate that that's the case. It looks good though, doesn't it? Anyway, this is the Tyrone Z Bravo twin phase, which is a fine name, even though I say so myself. Right, who's got the stick? Cats did. He's good. He's looking lively. We're off to the launch pad. Hold everything. Yeah, we go like that, and then poink when those come off, and then okay, right, those are the noises we're going to be making. Let's go. What? Oh, phooey! Damn you and your mass limitations. What do I need to shed here? 5 1/4 tons. How heavy's my solid rocket booster? These 7 and a bit tons. How heavy's my fuel tank? 1 and a bit tons. How do I upgrade my launch pad then? Because I want to fling this thing skyward. Dagnammit. What do you mean I can't have 2 of them? What other engines have we got? We got any other solid rocket boosters? No. Oh, hold on. Yes, we have. Solid fuel booster. Right, okay. We could go with hammers instead of the big lad. They're half the weight, so I will save 7 tons. Right, big lads, you're done for today. Thank you. Good. Right, bang on. It's hammer time. Oh, why I didn't do that to begin with, I've no idea. Hammer time? Totally. Right, stick that down there, because we need to rest on those. Either that or we're going to... doesn't... It feels like we're maybe just getting a bit carried away there in terms of what we can actually balance on. So, 2 legs are better than 1. Let's go there. Right, stick that on the side of that. Get a bit more angle here. There you go. That's drag it down some. No, just some. Drag it down some. No. Zoom. No, that's not zoom in. Give me. No, that's not helpful. Find me an angle where I can make this work. All right, we're just going to have to hope it can rest on the liquid fuel booster there. I think this might fall over. But you know what? Rome wasn't made in a day. Which is an entirely redundant thing to say, you understand, but felt appropriate. And it certainly inspired the staff to do more. Right, bang that on the side. That'll give it a bit of stability or something. Probably. Good. Catstead, how do you feel about it? Don't really care, to be honest. You're going up. Let's go. Right, we better overwrite the Tyrone Z Bravo twin phase and then go to the launch pad. Please don't fall over. Don't fall over. Please don't fall over. That would be good. All I want is enough to get up and get about a bit. There we go. See, that looks all right. Ish, kind of. Anyway, step 1, those. Step 2, pop them. Step 3, that. Step 4, pop it. Step 5, whoosh. Okay. Go for above ground level, please. And blast off. Say your prayers. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I know we go from 5, but it felt appropriate this time. And I'll tell you what, this is kicking it up a bit. Let's put the old flight assist there. We've got a bit of a swivel going on, and I think it's because I wasn't wholly symmetrical to the overall ship with my 2 solid lads there. But we are largely pointing up, and that's a good thing. Right, you get shot of them. They're not causing us any good now. Throttle up a bit. Activate. Okay. Are we still accelerating? Yes, just. Alright, give it a bit more. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see how well we do if I give this absolutely max beans. And then, while we're about it, let's see if we can't get a bit of angle. That much angle, that's good. That's getting quite warm. I mean, you'd expect it. It's a rocket, after all. Well, I tell you what, the fuel's lasting a good length of time. That's a good sign. We're getting proper toasty while going uphill. All right, ease it back, ease it back. We're getting quite a lot of wind resistance still. Once we break atmos, apparently we're in orbit. It says we're in orbit. It's exciting. All right, well, let's if we've hit orbit here, now we'll adjust our angle to the horizon and then floor it. All right, I want to save a little bit just in case I need to make some reparations later to come back home again, which is certainly possible. There we go. That's plenty of speed. Knock it down. Let's see what happens. Well, we're still going up. How much do we need to actually increase our speed? Just like a dab. Oh, that's great. Right, a dab of juice keeps us moving the right way. If we now aim down just a little further... Well, we're doing it. So that's happening. What do you think of this achieved goal of orbiting Kerbin? Does that just mean do a lap? Accelerate parallel with the parallel until you achieve a stable orbit. Feels pretty stable, doesn't it? We're not going fast enough, but we are still accelerating, and I've still got a good dab of fuel left. So you know, I think there's reason for some level of optimism. Are you feeling optimistic? I think you rather should be. I'm certainly feeling like, you know, the world is mine oyster at this stage. How much have I got left? Yeah, a bit. We've got a dab left, you know. Right, okay, let's now... Whoa, that's not what I wanted. I want to aim for... Isn't there a point you're supposed to aim for? Isn't there a tutorial I should probably be something... I need to find this out for myself, though. Right, let's point it that way, which from here looks like it is skimming. So, right, let's use up the last of the fuel going that way and see what happens. We're up to quite a few G-forces and we're out of gas. Right, pop the nug in there and we'll see what we've got. I don't think we did it, but I think we got, well, we've certainly gone further than ever before. And that's indeed promising. We're doing 2,000 meters a second. We'll probably complete a lap. There's a view you can go to that will show you the maneuver mode. No, not maneuver mode. Toggle map. There we go. Right, that's the one I was looking for. So we didn't quite do enough to achieve a stable orbit. We've done enough so that we'll get around the outside of the planet for a bit. So if we up the tempo here, you'll see that happen. See, so this is the arc that we're going to follow. And usually when you're doing orbital mechanics, I say this like I'm an expert, normally you would try and do this. That's the apoapsis. Yeah, it is. Apoapsis. Right. There we are. I hope you're learning something from this on board there, Katniss, and that would be helpful. If I'd strap some science on board, that would also be good. So yeah, we hadn't quite got the velocity to turn this into a stable orbit. Now I probably had enough juice on board to have accomplished that, but you never know. Right, let's up the time a bit faster here. Obviously, once we break Atmos, we're going to want to take control again. But frankly, by now, I should be past the point at which I'm slamming Kerbals into the planet. Well, we have almost made it. Look, the speed is certainly an indicator of you were really close on this one. Well, that's good. Staging mode. How are we looking? We're coming in, Chief. Katniss is having a great time in there. That's good. That's 2 times multiply the adjects dispatch. What's it? You're going to land in the middle of what passes for the Pacific. Good luck with that. It might take a little while to recover you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bit of damage to the pod there. Gently does it. And it has to be said, the angle that we're coming in at looks to be cooking the ship a little bit. Have I got anything that will help? Not so as you'd notice, no. We're heading on a 1727 something or other, but it's because we're coming in at a thingamajiggle angle. So, but I mean, the atmosphere's doing a reasonably good job of breaking the ship apart. Oh, we actually might be in trouble here. Oh no, I think we've stopped taking damage now. Obviously, I've got no evidence for that, but there it is. Right, yeah, we're definitely going downwards. Right, now, when we get to... Oh, pick a height, any heights. I don't know, let's say 6,000. We'll switch to 1 times, and then when we get to 3,000, we shall deploy the chute. Katniss having flown further than anyone else at any point with her little bird badge pinned gaily to her chest. Right, do 1 times. Be prepared with the parachute. We'll wait for 2.5. 2.5 was fine last time, or was it? Don't know. Deploy the chute. And then the chute's going to open at any point. Any point. The chute will open, and we will not go splashy splash, 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 death. Open the chute. There you go. See, worried about nothing. 500 metres to go. It's going to be good. Hopefully Katniss won't drown, but I'm leaving you there for today. You're just going to have to rejoin next time and find out how we've done. I've been the Kernal Failure. You've been Wondrous. I'll be back soon with the next one. This series only exists because you're magical, with special powers and a staff that you use to smite goblins. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Cheerio.